That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Ryan O'Halloran.
Jason David Frank.
Humberto Ramos.
Please do not change channel.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back over and over to hang with us and our wonderfully talented and creative guests in the arts and entertainment world. I'm Allison Murray, and right now we are at the Ava Dorfman Center in Rome, New York, and we're hanging with comedian Ryan Niemiller. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, Ryan, you're known best for the Cripple Threat of Comedy.
Yes.
Tell us about that, a little bit about your routine, and how did you get that name?
The name, actually, this will be the nerdiest thing you've probably heard. I actually, when originally I got into theater and all that, it's because I wanted to be a pro wrestler. That was the initial why I got into entertainment. It was because I thought I was going to be a pro wrestler. So the Cripple Threat was my wrestling name. I trained for about 3 months to do it, and my back just couldn't take it. It's a lot harder than you would imagine it is. But I liked the Cripple Threat name, so I just kind of transitioned that over to comedy instead.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. What is your favorite on-stage ad-lib or unplanned work that you've ever done?
Oh, God, I've done so many. I've done hundreds of shows over 11 years. It's kind of hard to pinpoint them. There was one time this was actually doing theater. This was a play. We were doing the History of America abridged. I don't know if you've seen any of those, like History of Hollywood, or they do those kind of things, and it's funny. But we were doing some kind of scene of like the founding fathers like smoking weed or something like that, and that's in the script. But then there was actually sirens outside from something totally unrelated, so it was a quick like hide it quick. So because you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, I've been at shows where I've watched a friend of mine get his teeth knocked out at a at a dive bar, and you know, I don't think that's the funniest ad lib, but you don't know what's going to happen. You know, someone could. I've been at shows where it's the loudest bar in the history of they blend all their drinks, and what are you going to do? You deal with it. You know.
Oh my God, how cool. Do you recall the first time that you were on stage? How was that experience? What was that like?
It actually ended up being a decent experience because I didn't know I was getting on stage that night. When I first started stand-up, I'll kind of put it to stand-up because I did theater for a lot of years before that, and that's a little different. You can hide behind costumes, and you don't have to be you, basically. What was kind of nice about this, I took a class when I moved to LA. That's where I started. And I just went to an open mic with like the teacher of the class just to kind of see how they worked. I'd never been to an open mic. I was like, I'm gonna see how it works. And she just put me on the list. So literally I didn't know I was getting on stage until they were like, Ryan Niemiller. And I was like, well, I guess I'm doing 5 minutes right now. We'll see what happens. So it went okay. Like, I mean, everyone's terrible when you start this. You're not, by default, you're not good. You just don't know. But I think it actually helped me because I had been, you know, like, oh, I'll do one eventually. I'll get there. You know, you kind of. But when you're just kind of like, okay, your turn, and then you survive it. Like that's what the first year of comedy is basically. Do I want to quit this? do I still want to put myself through this? And I fell in love with it right away. So it was nice.
Kind of honing your
exactly.
So who are some of your comedic inspirations?
I was a big fan like early on, and when you start comedy, you accidentally imitate people a lot. Like it's kind of, just people think it's funny. I used to accidentally do the Jim Gaffigan voice a lot because I was a big fan of him. I'm from Indiana. He's a fellow Indiana boy, so he grew up in the same area that I did. Brian Regan. My comedy's not always clean, but I appreciate that he is super funny without being dirty. 'Cause that's harder than you would think it can be. Those are probably two of the major ones. I like what they do, and you know how they can do whatever they want now. That's sort of the goal eventually for me.
So you appeared on the Fox's Laughs.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience. Was it a good experience?
It actually was a good experience. It was. I was on the very first taping for it. Steve Hofstetter, who kind of ran the show, he's the producer and stuff. He's a friend of mine. He just kind of asked for, hey, who wants to be on this? And I texted him, and he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And it was done in Indianapolis, is where I'm based. So it was really nice. I got to go just right there. It was a little nerve-wracking. Because it's just different when there's, like a show is one thing, but when there's like 4 cameras and, there's kind of little pauses with you need to make sure you're in your light. You can't like do this.
Yeah.
Making sure I didn't accidentally curse, because it's sort of, luckily, I mean, they could edit it or have you redo whatever, but it's still when they're like, okay, this has to be like you can say whatever you want, but you're not going to get on TV if you, if you say things you should.
No pressure, no pressure.
So it's really stressful when you have those restrictions put on you. Like, most of the time, like, common sense would have prevailed. I wouldn't have done it because I'm like, yeah, this is for TV. I'm not going to, drop F-bombs or whatever. But as soon as they tell you, hey, don't say that, the first thing your brain goes is, what are the worst things I can say? So it was nice to kind of get that.
Yeah. Is there something that you haven't done that you want to do?
I would like to get back into more acting, stuff like that. That was kind of the background. I did theater. I've done professional summer stock theater and things like that. But as soon as I started stand-up, that's pretty much what I've done. I've done full on that. So it'd be nice to kind of get back into that again. I've not lost the full bug for something pro wrestling related. I don't think I'm ever going to be a wrestler. I think that ship has sailed. But it would be nice to be involved with something. I think that's like my nerdy thing. Like that's the thing that I'm passionate about when I'm not doing this.
Well, who are some of your pro favorites?
Chris Jericho would be one of my favorites. He's someone who's kind of crossed over. He's done a lot of acting. He's done stand-up and comedy and things like that too.
Yeah.
I just like that world. Like, I'm more fascinated by worlds like that because I'm never going to do it. I've met big name comics. I've worked with big name comics, and it's cool. But like, hey, we're in the same business. It's fine.
Yeah.
But something like that, I'm never going to do that in that level. So I'm like, I want to learn about this. I want to be around this more. So.
It's so cool, though. So what's coming up for you after tonight? I know you're touring, right?
Yes, we got one more show tomorrow here. This will be the end of my upstate New York tour. It's been cold. It
sure has.
I know that's I'm from Indiana. I grew up near Lake Michigan, so like I was like, oh, I'm used to this. I'm used to cold.
This is crazy weather.
We were up by our first show was in Messina, up by Canada last Friday. I think -40 is what it was.
Were you there when the falls?
Yeah, it was rough. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, you guys live up here on purpose. Like, it's nice.
I know.
Like you guys, like, do they
crazy.
not have maps around here? Like, do they like kind of like hide that there's other places you can go that aren't this
of
cold?
warmer,
Like, you're all pleasant. Like,
weather.
you're all nice, and like the show was great. Like, it was -40. It was sold out. It was packed. Like, you people are nuts. You come out for anything. It's fantastic.
I know. That's true. We're a little crazy. So where can people find you and your comedy and?
Best places to find me I'm on the basics, the Twitter, the Instagram, Facebook at Cripple Threat 8. All the major ones there. I'm a big gamer, so if you're on like Xbox Live or PSN, Cripple Threat 8 is my name there.
Okay.
I'm looking to get more of that, so
Awesome.
I'm always happy to. Got a lot of free time when I'm on the road. I'm always happy to say hi and drop in, see when I'm coming. And
you better keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Do we have time for a game? We like to play games on this show. We got a game. We are going to play Family Feud.
Excellent.
It's a brand new game,
All right.
Family Feud. We're not going to play it the right way.
Oh, sure. I was going to say. Steve
We don't have
Harvey's
time
not
for
here,
that.
So yeah, there's a whole.
We don't have time for that. So I'm just going to pick a card. You're going to pick a card, and we're going to try to humiliate each other.
Got it. Perfect. Done and done. I just grab a random card in here.
Random card. Oh, let me see here. What do we got? A good one. Okay, you want me to go first?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Name something every good couch potato needs.
The remote control.
Ding, 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 ding. That was number
Is that
one.
number one? Nice. Excellent. As you can tell, I didn't get this physique by not being a couch potato for a lot of my life, so I may have actually answered those questions as part of the survey. So.
What you got? Got any more?
Probably like snacks, I'm guessing, is on there. Some sort of potato chips or something like that.
Yes.
Food,
Ding, ding,
okay.
ding, ding, ding. There's 7 on the board.
7?
There's 7 on the board.
That's
I
literally
forgot that part.
That's all I need is those 2. I don't know who needs 7 more things than that. Just the remote and I don't know.
all.
The day off. Like you need that. Like everyone out of the house. Just leave me alone.
They said beer or drinks.
Okay. All right.
Number 3, comfy couch chair.
Okay. I mean, I've done some couch potatoing on old milk crates, and
Of course, a TV.
Well, yeah.
That goes without saying.
What's the remote go-to? I figured
Exactly.
that's kind of a package deal as far as I'm concerned.
Exercise. Really?
What is the...
And a pillow.
And a pillow. Okay, pillow. I'll buy it. All right, here we go. It's 5 answers for this one. Name an animal that carries its babies.
Kangaroo.
There we go. That's the first one.
Ding, ding,
by
ding, ding.
by a lot. By a lot. So yeah, some of these other ones are a little strange, but
Oh,
we'll see.
there's 5.
There's 5 total.
That carries their babies.
Carries. It just says carries its babies.
Carries its babies.
I don't know. Like it.
How about monkey?
Yep, monkey's on there. Number 4.
Carries its babies.
See, that's a little misleading because like everyone
Everybody
carries the
carries
baby
the
at
babies
some
in their
point,
mouth or in their
Unless
belly.
you lay eggs. I don't know. I guess you don't carry those babies for.
I don't think elephants carry their babies. Let's see, monkeys, I said. Kangaroo. Cats.
Cats on there. Yep.
Or dogs.
Yep. Both those are on there. You got 4 out of 5. You're missing number 2.
Let's see.
Think like
lions.
like a disgusting animal. Think like a.
A snake.
No.
Ew.
Not about that.
A disgusting animal.
Yeah.
Pig.
Like, God, that is disgusting. They're adorable. They have no other options but to be disgusting. That's how they keep cool. Or they can just
Oh.
live up here, one or the other. That's another way they can do it.
Bears.
No bear.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the possum.
Oh.
They're all. They always carry like they have pouches too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're gross. They used to always when I grew up in a trailer, and possums used to always come in during the winter for heat. So I have
my
I have
God.
quite a an interesting relationship with possums. So I don't care what they do with their babies. Just take them away from me.
Well, guys, it's been a blast. We've had so much fun hanging with Ryan today. I'm Allison Murray, but before we go, we'd like to thank our partners at Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics, the Florida Book News, Wordfire Press, our great friends at Summon Unique Magazine, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services with Heather Reed, Anthony DeRevi, and the Brevard Renaissance Fair. These are the folks that share our videos all over the World Wide Web, and we hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and let us know what you think of today's show and our guest. You can also check our guest links below. Remember to subscribe, log on, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
That
Appreciate
was
it.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.